Everyone notices the Service League volunteers at Washington Hospital. They're here to help every step of the way, from the moment a patient enters the hospital until it's time to be guided out the door at the end of the stay. But there's a whole lot more to our Service League than the casual observer might think.
In 1955, when the Service League started, I was one of the founding members. And there were 8 of us at the home of Josephine Walton, and that's how the Service League started. In those days, in order to raise funds, we started a cheery budget shop. And Mr. John Stevenson, who was mayor of Fremont at the time, gave us an old store that he had in Irvington, and that's where we sold all our rummage. And in the 3 or 4 years, we had made about $13,000 or $14,000 when the hospital opened. I worked the lobby desk, and in those days, there were 2 of us in the lobby, and there was also the gift shop right across, and whenever anyone wanted to buy anything, one of us would go over and sell the product. We ran all the errands. We delivered flowers, we delivered the mail, we took things to the lab, so we did it all in those days.
If you get enough women together and they want something, it's going to happen. Otherwise, I don't know how long it would have taken to get a hospital here. We used to call them pink ladies when we first started. And that eventually it would become that we would get a hospital. And we did. I could get people to vote for things, or I could get them to volunteer for something. I've always had a knack for that. Oh, it's so much fun, you gotta join us, that sort of thing. And when they opened the hospital, I had the first gift shop. I used to be a gift shop buyer years ago. It was just on a wall in the hospital, up against the wall, and then we have some things in there to sell. And I worked on Pinky puppets, and then I worked on the baby bonnets. They were just cute little puppets. They were stuffed and they were pink, and we'd give them to people, little children. When they come to the hospital, they could play with them. It's something rewarding to do. That was good to do, you know.
It started out, it was mostly women, and then it became blended and men started becoming part of it. And I can remember changing because we had young men who wanted to come and volunteer too. So that's when they went all to all the maroon color. So there weren't blue misses and pink ladies. They all became burgundy volunteers.
I think it's important to have a wide variety of volunteers in such a diverse community because we need to represent the community. There are always going to be cultural, religious issues that maybe someone of another culture isn't going to understand. But to have that culture there represented often can bring somebody into that situation that could better understand.
We don't live in a world that does have just 1 or 2 different cultures in it. This is like a melting pot here in Fremont. So having that representation in the Service League, whether it's a high school student or a person that's in their 70s, is a great representation of what Fremont is really all about.
We have needs in so many different areas, and everybody comes with a different skill set, background, experience, and insight, and together we work as a team. Young students with senior students, it makes a great mix to appreciate each other and to learn from each other. Culturally, we are a wonderful picture of our community, and to be able to feel comfortable, to be focused on the same goal of serving the patients and serving the hospital, it's a great unifier. And I really feel like volunteering, you put unity in community.
considered volunteers as part of our healthcare team in the special care nursery. They're an added value to our team, especially when the nurses are busy. They fill in that gap that the nurses are not able to do when the unit is busy.
I think it's just their presence and the fact that they're responsive, they're around, they fill in gaps where we may not be able to get to, and I think they just support all of our efforts toward improving the community's health, whether it be in the hospital, whatever functions that we're having. It's supporting where we're trying to help the community.
They can be wayfinders. People struggle to find their way around the organization, and so they help direct people to the appropriate place. They help transport specimens appropriately for us so that it helps with our length of stay in the emergency department so that things are moved to the lab in a timely way. They stay with patients. So elderly patients that are by themselves, they visit with them and stay at the bedside. They can bring warm blankets, pillows, make people more comfortable, and let the nurses know if the patients need something that we're unaware of.
What they are is they're the little glue. They can take a moment and they can take you wherever you need to go. They can help you resolve an issue, and if not, they know where to go to find somebody that can help you resolve that issue.
They bring a real tenderness to patients and families and friends that come to the hospital. In our case, for the hospital here, they're giving of themselves, and they're doing this because they want to do it, not because they have to do it. They want to reach out to their community in some way, and this is one way that they can do it.
And for the volunteer, we have the ability to take the time and sit and have a cup of coffee with them, or just talk to them, or just hold their hands. We can't explain anything medically, but we certainly can be there just to offer our support and just to know that somebody cares.
I do it because I love to be around people, I love to help people, and I get a lot of satisfaction out of it. If I can just help one person the day that I volunteer, I'm a happy person. If I can make that person's visit here a little easier, a little more pleasant, then that's my goal.
I never spend a day in the gift shop when somebody doesn't come in and thank me for being there. You know, it's like they think we're a happy face to them, and it's just nice to be that happy face. I do it because I'm giving back to the community and to the hospital, and it's just something I enjoy. And I just feel like if I can make somebody stay here just a little lighter, it means a lot.
Members of the Service League were present at the creation of our hospital. You began fundraising for our hospital before there was one, with an unerring belief that this hospital was vital to the health and well-being of our community. That fundamental beliefs exist to this day. 60 years of devotion, 60 years of helping us care for patients, 60 years of service to the community. An outstanding accomplishment deserving of our gratitude. We're humbled by the sheer magnitude of your gift.
You know, for many people, the Service League volunteers are the first people they see when they enter the hospital. That smiling face is a welcoming face to the hospital, and so on behalf of the residents of Fremont and our entire community, I want to say thank you to the volunteers for 60 years of great service to our community, and want to wish you, hey, let's do 60 more. Thank you to the volunteers. Thank you for the millions of hours you've helped put back into our community, and thanks for all you do for our residents.
I'm Carol Dutra-Bernacci, Mayor of Union City, and I'm thanking each and every volunteer for your years and years of service. There are those of you, and you know who you are, that have devoted year after year after year to helping the others in the community that have passed through this hospital. So again, thank you so much, and enjoy the 60-year celebration.
Hi, I'm Al Nagy, Mayor of the City of Newark, and it's my pleasure to thank the Washington Hospital Service League for all of the volunteer efforts they do on behalf of our Newark citizens, as well as the citizens of the Tri-City area.
On behalf of the Board of Directors, I want to thank you for 60 glorious years of service. You are the mortar that holds this hospital together.
I want to personally thank the Service League for all they do. They are a wonderful organization made up of very, very good people. When I retire, I'm going to be a Service League volunteer.
In behalf of the Special Care Nursery nurses and physicians, we want to thank all the volunteers that come to the Special Care Nursery who helps us give our babies comfort and care.
On behalf of the medical staff and myself, I'd like to congratulate the Service League for 60 years of service to the hospital and to this community. You are a vital part of the functioning of the hospital on every aspect, and the hospital would not be able to function without you.
The emergency department would like you to know how profoundly grateful we are for your ongoing years of service and contribution to the care delivery in the emergency department, how you take care of patients, how you take care of the staff, and how well you represent the organization. Thank you so much from the emergency department.
Thank you from the bottom of our heart. We probably don't stop enough times and say thank you, but they add so much, and it's really a heartfelt thank you from the nursing staff.
And keep giving, keep paying it forward. I know that they come from many, many different walks of life, but I want you to know that you're appreciated. And I know that our patients and our community appreciate you, and thank you. Thank you for all that you do for our community and for our hospital.
I see something that people just want to be part of. Your presence and your kindness, your ability to be able to make a difference in people's lives is really seen, heard, and felt. Thank you.